Hello, welcome to the Communication Movement Classroom. Today, I am your instructor, and my name is Wendy Nyberg, and I wanted to share some things with you. First of all, share a little bit about myself. I have a master's in education from Capella University, and I wanted to talk a little bit about how to be successful in your college career. Many of you may be thinking about going to college or in college. Maybe you are in transition and you're not sure what you want to do. One of the things that I would recommend that you do is print out your course syllabus and review it and then highlight the important things, such as any kind of reading that you need to do, what week it is. Now, when I was in college, my courses were 10 weeks long. So I would highlight the reading material, but I would also highlight important things that I needed to remember, such as due dates, such as when my projects were due. And my college course opened up on the Friday before. The class started on Monday and the Friday before. So I would begin working on my assignments on the Friday before so I could get ahead of the game. You want to be proactive, not reactive. So one of the things that I did is I would print out my course syllabus. I would highlight in different highlight colors the week that it was, and then I would highlight the reading material, and then I would highlight my projects. Now, I would have to do 2 discussion questions per week, and then I would have to write a paper. And the paper would be anywhere from 10 to 14 pages. So since the paper would be the longest time, I wanted to make sure that I took that time to go ahead and work on that paper. I would usually have to have 3 to 5 references, and they had to be peer reviewed. So I would be in my library looking up that information. And many times, especially if you're new to college, you may not know how to use the library. So one of the things I would suggest is contact your library support team and ask for help if you need it. Your library is there as a resource, and you want to make sure that you are very familiar with how to find things and how to utilize those resources, because it's very helpful, especially when you're writing papers. So I would go ahead and I would print those things out, and then I would select my references and I would get those done in APA format. And you want to make sure that you have a resource that will help you to make sure that your format is correct. And so I'd work on all my references and get those down. And then I would look at my references and try to find the right sources that I wanted to use, and then find a quote that I wanted to use for my paper. And I would write my outline of my paper, and then I would do my subpoints, and then I would write my paper around my in-text citations. Now, if you're not familiar with APA format, one of the things that I'd recommend is that you purchase an APA quick reference guide. That quick reference guide would have all of the things in it that are needed, such as your font, anything that talks about what, font size, the font style, and that gives you the points of what is required in your paper so that you're familiar with that. So that if you have questions, you can look that up. Those quick reference guides are very easy, user-friendly, and it's something that you can utilize very easily to be sure that you have what you need. Now, the other thing that I would do is, once I had my syllabus printed and I highlighted it out and I determined what my projects that I wanted to do, I would work on my essay first and getting that in a draft format, and I would do it over a few days, because a lot of times when you're writing, you might think of other things that you want to do. Never be reactive. Never wait till the last minute to work on your paper, because you never know if you're going to have technical difficulties. You never know if you're going to have a problem with posting something. And so make sure that you work on it so that you have at least 2 to 3 days once you have written your draft paper to review it and go over it, so that you make sure that before you post it that it is acceptable and you're satisfied with your final draft. The other thing I'd recommend is I would have to do two discussion questions per week. And in my discussion questions, I would make sure that I use quote for my assigned reading. That is something that was very important, that I wasn't just posting a discussion question to post it. My discussion question needed to be thorough, and it needed to be where I took some time and effort to work on it. Your professors are grading your work to make sure that you have done your reading, to make sure that you are engaging with your colleagues, your coworkers, and making sure that you are doing what's necessary for the class. So if they require you to do 2, I would do 4, because my goal was to get an A in my for my degree and not just do the status quo. I wanted to go above and beyond, and I wanted to make sure that everything was done in excellence, because I believe in that. And that says something about your character. So you want to make sure that you spend that quality time. And then the other thing I wanted to share with you is that as you are posting on discussion questions, read the discussion question post that your colleague has posted and see how they have, formulated their discussion question. Did they spend time with it? Was it just something to be done that was fast? And respond to discussion questions where you feel like that you're going to get a good response, not only from the person that posted it, but from your classmates. It's really important that you spend quality time working on these things so that you can learn how to work smarter, not harder. That's all for today, but if you'd like more information, you can reach me at WAN, the number 1. My last name is Nyberg, NYBERG, at gmail.com. All right, have a great day. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next session. Bye.